Today, I'm in Lake Tahoe. Because I'm wearing like a jacket because it's chilly up here. This is Captain Ron. We had something like this on Havasu, we'd be on the lake every day.
And with chainsaws, and I'd cut the trees to make the runs.
It's pretty.
Big old fish.
Yeah. Here in Lake Tahoe. Well, from one extreme to another. Today, I'm in Lake Tahoe on the beach, literally. And I came up to visit my buddy Ron. Ron is the owner of the little Volkswagen, the Volkswagen dune buggy that I've done a bunch of work on. And he has a little cabin here on Lake Tahoe, and he's been wanting me to come up and visit. So Jimmy and Nick, they decided they wanted to come and take him to lunch. So what the heck, we wanted to get out of the heat. And if you'll notice, I'm wearing like a jacket because it's chilly up here. It's like 68 degrees right now, and Ron tells me this water is like 70 degrees, but I don't know if I buy that. I see these seagulls in it. But anyway, we're going to be goofing around in Tahoe for a little bit, and we'll take you along, show you the sights. Okay, so you guys seen that movie, Captain Ron? Captain Ron. So this is Captain Ron, and Captain Ron has a patch on because he's got an eye that's acting up on him. So yeah, he's going to be our Tahoe captain today, but I'm going to show you how he lets his boat down. I'll let you go, Ron. Don't fall off this dock, Dan.
I'll try not to.
Just like that, huh?
Just like that.
So tell me, Ron, when was the first time you came to Lake Tahoe?
Let's see. The first time I came to Lake Tahoe, oh my gosh.
I kind of put you on the spot there,
but I came here with my parents.
Okay.
In the 40s. It had to be about 1940.
Step there and grab the bimini.
I'm thinking it's about 1941, 42.
Okay.
And my father was a civil engineer, and he had a friend that had a cabin up here. And we were living in San Francisco, I believe. I was very young at that point. But we came up here, and I saw this lake, and I said, oh my gosh, what a beautiful place. But he had a place called a tree house, and the tree was right in the middle of the house.
Interesting.
And I don't know whether it still exists today, but that's where we stayed.
So they basically had a big old tree, and they had built the house around this tree.
Like a big cedar tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some cedar trees around here. There's one back there. And I fell in love with it at that time. And I said, someday I'll be up here. And then we left and went through a whole series of living other places. Back east, ended up back east, and then came back out in 1948. We moved to Sacramento, California.
Okay.
And my parents bought a home there, and I started school there. And that was when it made it closer for me.
Yes.
I could come up with everybody else.
You could sneak up on the weekend and enjoy it.
Go snow skiing.
Okay.
But at that time, the old roads weren't freeways. They were old Highway 50 and Highway 40. And there were semi-trucks on it. It'd take you 12 hours just to get up here.
Because you couldn't get around the old semi-trucks going 5 miles an hour?
That's right. Yeah. We'd creep behind them all the way up. And but we used to skip school on Friday and load up in the car and drive up, and we'd get up here at Squaw Valley at somewhere in about the middle of the night, and we sleep on the floor in front of the fireplace at Squaw Valley Lodge. And then the next morning we'd get up and go with the ski patrol up on Squaw 1, and they had this, it was different at that time. They had Squaw 1, this is before the Olympics, and up above Squaw 1 was called a jigback, and it was the head wall.
Okay.
And we'd go up there with ski patrol, and we'd have our sandwiches, and we'd put them in the snow and sneak a little rum to drink for warmth.
That's how young kids stay warm. They just take alcohol.
Yeah. And then we go up there because they like to have us get up there early, so there wasn't any grooming equipment. So we had to ski it out so the customers could come and ski afterwards. So we'd go up there and sidestep it down and pack in trails for them, and then we'd ski all day, eat our lunch, go down at the end of the day and spend another night down in the lodge, and then we'd leave on Sunday morning, and it would take us all day
To get back down the hill
back
with
down
drum
the
brakes
hill.
on those old cars.
Oh, on drum brakes on those old cars. Yeah.
So I got something really interesting to show you guys about Homewood here in Lake Tahoe. Homewood. What do they call this? Is it just Homewood, California?
Yeah, this is the town of Homewood.
Town of Homewood. So anyway, there's a ski resort here, Homewood Ski. They used to call it ski area, right?
Yes,
and
right.
now it's actually
Now, Homewood, let's see,
what do they actually define it as now?
Ski Homewood is what they call it.
Yeah, Ski Homewood. So Ron's going to take us out on the boat, and then we'll look back at this Ski Homewood, and we'll tell the story of how that came to pass, because Ron was actually the one who built that and developed it. And we'll show you some other really cool things about Lake Tahoe that most people probably don't know.
Could you raise that?
Last time we said fire on a boat, me and Ron were together.
On fire.
We literally, it
Had fire.
flashed over on us, and it was bad news.
That was out at the
Beachcomber.
beach go. Yeah.
Is this thing fuel injected, Ron?
It is.
You're spoiled with
I
this
know.
stuff.
I'm really
Like, this is-
spoiled. Isn't that nice?
This is like a new wave for you. You're used to
Oh.
carburetors and leaking.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, what was that other boat you had? A 1968 or?
The one that I have down in Havasu now was 1991.
Yeah, but what was the
Oh, my
original
Mastercraft. That was a
Mastercraft?
69. I
69.
was first to the Mastercraft.
That boat's as old as I am.
Yeah, and I gave it to my daughter 3 or 4 years ago. She wanted it, and I cleaned it all up, gave it to her. She used it for a couple of years, and then she sold it.
She sold it.
I know. I
Oh my
went
God.
out and bought a ski nautique.
Okay, she's got a big hot rod now.
Yeah. Let's see, we can take the cover off the front if anybody wants to sit down. That's all right. That's perfect.
Jimmy's freezing.
Keep us warm.
Jimmy. Well, we're all in jackets. It's actually quite nice. So now we're lowering into
Okay,
the water.
basement. Women's lingerie.
I love it.
Now that's spoiled.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Jimmy.
That's
If
pretty.
we had something like this on Havasu, we'd be on the lake every day.
Seriously, yeah. Yeah.
What's the most snow you remember here on a year?
You know, way back when, before I built the living room, extended the living room out, the snow used to slide down in front of the front door, and I had to enter through the upstairs window.
Oh my!
Yeah.
So these are condos, you say?
All condos. They're townhouses, what they call 2 houses together. And then Kaiser, when he had his boats, this was his shop and his place for lifting his race boat out was right here alongside, and this race boats went into this building here. And these were hydros, you know. They were running Allison engines in them.
to talk about it.
Well, we'll just talk a little bit.
And the Marina.
And the Marina. Yeah, this is the first high and dry marina on the West Coast. I saw one in Florida when I was down there, and I said, that's a good idea. I came back and we designed this, and with a friend of mine and an architect, and we designed this building and put it together, and then we tried to buy the forklift for it. If we had one ordered, and then they had a failure with their forklift, so we had to redesign a forklift to fit in there to put the boats away. But now they build forklifts for them. They're really quite nice.
How many levels are there?
There are 4 levels, and the inside we house. There are about 200 boats inside, and then you have the boats outside. And all these boats in the wintertime are sealed and taken down to Mound House to another storage facility for the winter.
Yeah, so you get them out of the hard freeze.
Yes, so you get them away from the
So
snow.
originally, when you started to develop the resort, you were developing this kind of at the same time?
Exactly. We had, I'm going to set up a master plan for this. Now, the ski area, this is the north side. You see the lift over there?
Yep.
That's the south side.
Okay.
We developed this whole canyon. We had 4 sections of land. It took 17 different owners to buy all this land.
So where was your first lift? Was it on this
It was
run
right here, just right up to that little knoll, right there, that little area where it's down, and we called it the spring lift. It was a little chair lift.
Okay.
I put that in, and we had a platter lift. The first lift I put in were 2 rope tows. That started the ski area in 1961. And then from there, I didn't have the money to buy all this stuff, but I went in with a partner, ended up drawing what could be done to it, and the partner had a trust, and so we started building it with his trust. And we started by buying the land and buying the resort. We had 900 feet of lake frontage out here that we purchased, and then we had 3.5 sections. We owned all the way to that bridge over there, and all the way over here. Let's see, way around the other side of this hill here.
So past these metal buildings over here?
Oh yeah, way
Okay.
down on the other side. Actually, right up our property line was way up where that bear area is up there. And we had a 2,000-foot vertical, and there's another 1,000 feet beyond that, and that belongs to the Forest Service. And I was trying to get up there, but government, working with the government, they wanted to control my land, and I couldn't let them do that. But anyway, we had 13 ski lifts. We had the first quad chair on the West Coast, 4 people to a chair. We catered to 4,000 people a day.
Wow. So what day did you open for your first ski day? Do you remember what day it was?
Yeah, it was. First one was 1960. Let's see. Winter Olympics were 1960. I built it in 1961. It was the winter of 1961-62.
Okay.
Yeah. And the marina was really built not as a commercial operation, because this old Obexers was here, and I built it for. We were going to build condominiums up in the canyon, because a ski area really can't exist as just a ski area.
Right, you got to be able to put people up, otherwise they're
Right.
racing the semi trucks up and down the canyon and sleeping on the lodge floor, right?
Oh, exactly. So
you remembered your childhood ski trips and
I
said
did.
you've got to have some place to stay.
I did.
I love it.
So anyway, we were going to build it up in the canyon, and then I had the last chairlift. We had 13 lifts and 65 runs up there, and I cut the runs with a horse. I had a horse called Hatch and a mare that I drug up the hill, and with chainsaws, and I'd cut the trees to make the runs. And because I didn't have 4-wheel drive, I couldn't afford a 4-wheel drive, so I had a horse.
So ironically, a funny little story about a piece of equipment that came off this ski area is in my shop.
Yes.
Ron had a press that he had bought and used for years to press bearings on his lift cables and his trolley mechanisms, and when he was cleaning out his hangar, he gave me that press, and I put it in my shop, and it's the press that I use almost daily in my shop. But it came from Homewood Ski Area.
Yeah. Let's see, they've got all the sailboats out here. So.
It's pretty.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool that Ron designed that program.
Right? Those boards look expensive.
Probably not up here. Probably
That's true, huh?
they probably cut timbers like that all the time up here. Just saying. So what's the name of that boat, Ron?
It's a steamer Tahoe.
The Steamer Tahoe. So that company hired you to try to raise it. What were they going to do? Were they going to salvage it?
Yeah, they wanted to get it floating again.
How much are you? Good.
Well, we all know that can be done.
You know,
I got one out of Lake Tahoe. How long had it been down there?
sunk in 1944 or 43, and the reason they sunk it is they didn't want the government to take and melt it down for steel for the war.
Okay. And you basically, what year were you hired to try to bring the thing back up?
70, in the 70s, 78, 79.
Okay.
So I found the plans in the old Union Iron Works in San Francisco in an old vault. So I made copies of the plans.
And then had that model built?
Well, that came later. What happened is there were two boats they ran on the lake, and they sunk both boats. One was the Nevada, and that was steamer Tahoe. But the Tahoe, they wanted to sink it in shallower water, and when they pulled the plugs, it drifted out further and went down 340 feet of water. Went down on the side of an embankment. And anyway, I hired a company. They paid for it out of L.A. called Oceaneering. And they came in and they had a remote control camera. And we went down and took photographs of the whole boat as it laid down there. We also did samples of the hull to make sure the hull wasn't rusted out and gone.
So how bad a shape was it in?
You know, it was in really good shape. They had tarred it before they sunk it.
Oh, so they...
That's genius.
I love it. It's like, hey, they're not going to scrap this thing. It's like, I hear a lot of stories of that kind of stuff from World War II, like the old ghost train that's down at the Ely Train Museum that they hid up in the mountains so that it wouldn't get scrapped. It's a steam train. It's called the ghost train.
Yeah.
And, similar thing. So they tarred that thing and then took it out and sunk it.
Yeah. It used to be in Tahoe City with the Nevada.
Okay.
And then the original owner, Bliss, D.L. Bliss, had sold it to another company when he sold his lumber company. And he bought it back and then took it out and sunk it.
That's interesting. That'd be pretty cool if that thing could be brought up, even just to put it on a on a beach somewhere so people could walk on it and tour it.
Yeah.
It's like it's a historical site,
But it became complicated with government. They have to get their feet in it. And they said, yes, you can raise it. D.L. Bliss family didn't want it raised because they said our grandfather sunk it for a reason, didn't want it raised up. But we could get around them. But then the state came in and said, we own it. It's on our land.
Yep, environmental reasons.
Is it abandoned?
Well, it was abandoned, but it's on state land. That's not abandoned. If it floated between surface and bottom.
You don't have right of salvage is what it is. The salvage rights. It becomes a...
It's state owned.
And it's actually on Nevada land?
It's on Nevada land.
Nevada land.
And they said, okay, we'll let you raise it, but you have 3 years to have the boat. And it has to be gifted back to the state.
Oh, really? Yeah. So you could have it 3 years and then you have to gift it back to the state.
Yeah.
Oops, it sunk.
Oops, it's in 100 feet of water in California, on the California side of Lake Tahoe. Yeah, that's too bad you weren't able to. That would have been a heck of a thing on your resume. I mean, it's a heck of a thing that you actually went and attempted it, and dove it and looked at it, but. To be able to pull that thing up
of the whole thing underwater.
Yeah, I've seen some of your photographs. I remember last time I was up, I looked at some of those. I was pretty impressed by that.
So then what happened is I took the plans And there was a model maker that made all the models for the Maritime Museum in San Francisco.
Okay.
And I said, I've got these plans. Can you make a model? And he says, oh, I'm out of the model business, but he said, I'd love to do that. And so he made that model for me. I paid him for it.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, we'll show you that model. It's actually in Ron's cabin of that steamboat. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to think that it's sitting on the bottom of Lake Tahoe in 348 feet of water.
Come over, her butler would row her over from her house, which is on the shore over here to the right, and he'd row her over, and they had a little pier over there, and she would hike up there, and he would serve her tea up there. And that was her tea house. There used to be a roof on it, and it was lost a few years ago. There's a fireplace in there. Somebody set too hot a fire, and they burned the roof off of it.
So she was like a little princess living in her little fairyland.
Yeah, and Mrs. Knight was her husband was the Diamond Match Company. That's where their money came from. And this was her home.
This is their home here.
This is the home up there. This is the Knight's home, and it was built after Norwegian houses with the grass roofs. And she knew how long she could live here and afford to live here because she had to sell. Couldn't afford to be here any longer.
Let's do it. Come on. Don't be a chicken. Glasses. We're hanging out on the dock, and these kids are over here fishing. Check this out.
Right back.
What have you got there?
What are you doing, Jay? Got grotto. It's about 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, sorry. I've already been pinched twice. Did anyone not get one? Oh, wait. A fish swam in.
Oh yeah, look at that. They ate it.
They ate the fish.
They did. They tore it apart.
A full-on fish came in. Can I have that skeleton? Yeah, my skeleton. Fine. Oh my gosh. But that's sick. He found a fish.
Look at that.
It's a full fish.
Yeah.
They destroyed it. Should have pulled that up earlier. Full fish. Casey.
How long has that been
Fish
down?
swam in.
How long has it
They
been down?
shredded it. I don't know, 18 hours? There's a big one in there. I see his claw. Come on. Look. That little guy's on. A fish came in. It's gone now.
So yeah, these kids are having a blast here. They obviously threw that thing out way too long. That poor little fish got ate. The crawdads ate him alive. Okay, I'm here in Tahoe. South Shore Tahoe. There's Jimmy getting a
What's up?
Dude, I figured it out. This is what they do all winter when they can't go out. They just come here and they buy alcohol and drink. Everybody just drinks. Like, it's nothing but alcohol. Look at this. Every wine you could ever want. Look at this. Look at this. We're at a Shell gas station, folks. It's a Shell gas station, and all they have is alcohol. Well, it's going to be another beautiful day here in Lake Tahoe. I got a little bit of a video here to show you of the sunrise. Thought I'd share it with you. Absolutely gorgeous this morning.